I'm Francesca Rudkin. Welcome to another Rialto Channel podcast. My guest today is Russian-born Australian filmmaker Alena Lodkina, director of Strange Colours. Strange Colours tells the story of a young woman called Milena who travels to the opal mining town of Lightning Ridge in Australia to be with her ailing, estranged father. It's a contemplative, beautiful film about freedom and family. And Alena Lodkina joins me now. Alena, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to talk to you.
I am fascinated by this place and the people in this place that you take us to, that you've introduced me to. Tell me, how did you become familiar with Lightning Ridge?
I first went there sort of on a whim. I was just looking for ideas for projects after I graduated from university, and I heard about this place after my parents did a road trip around New South Wales, and it sounded really interesting. And then one day I just went and I thought I'd check it out, and I was lucky enough to meet really great people who were, interested in telling me about their lives and stories from the place, and we're happy to be interviewed, and I just kind of filmed on the little camera, and then I came back a few times with a small crew, and we just filmed a bunch of stuff. I wasn't sure what the project was going to be originally, and I was just collecting material. I thought maybe it'd be a documentary, and then years went on. I made a short film, a short documentary film, but I didn't quite feel satisfied. I thought there was so much rich material there, and the people were so collaborative and great, and we became kind of friends. So when my producers Isaac and Kate got on board, we thought that we could make a bigger feature film there, and it was kind of an organic process, the way that the project developed and the story for the film developed. And very much based on this documentary type of research.
And then I wonder then if Milena was her journey was inspired by your own journey. Was that sort of a starting point for this narrative feature?
Yeah, sure. I think that was very much to do with the choice of having the film from her perspective, because it felt closer to my own and something that I could do honestly, have an outsider's perspective on the place, and kind of as an entry point for the audience. Little details, scenes, things said were taken from things that I'd heard or experienced myself. So hopefully it adds, that very, very similitude.
There was
authenticity.
I was about to say that. There is a great sense of authenticity, and I wanted to ask you about the cast and how you came to find your lead characters, Kate Gill and Daniel P. Jones. But I'm also curious about the extras, because they very much feel to me real people. I'm presuming they were not professional actors?
Yeah, no. Kate and Daniel Jones were the two professional actors. Danny came to acting kind of late in his life after a great Australian film called Hail that was actually based on his life, and I'd seen the film and I thought he was so amazing. And then I'd worked with the director of that film for some years in Melbourne, and so when we were writing the film, Danny kind of immediately came to mind as a good casting choice, and that he would. And when the idea for the film was developing, I think I knew always that it would be working with people from the community and actors as well. So I kind of wanted to be a combination. because it was a fictional film, but it was kind of based on this real place. And also I'd met people there that I thought would be really great on camera and would be capable of portraying themselves. So that's kind of what happened. Yeah, it's a combination. And Kate was cast through just random castings. She sent in a tape, and I had a really good feeling from the start. And then when we kind of tested her with Danny, and it became apparent that they could work together as a father and daughter team. And then Justin, who plays Frank, was also, he's not an actor. He hadn't done any acting before, and he came in. He heard about the auditions on Facebook and just kind of came in, and straight away had this great charisma on camera. So
It works beautifully. It works so beautifully. These people are so fascinating, and I and I love the way they all say, "Oh, look, you come here, you'll never want to leave. You'll never want to leave." And all these people, they're in this place for freedom, for the simple life. They're escaping things. Tell me a little bit about the opal industry. I mean, we hear a lot about mining in Australia, but has the opal boom kind of passed?
It has, yeah. It's a little bit different in general. Opal mining, I think, is a little bit different to big scale mining for minerals because it's very unpredictable, and it's not really an industry. It's kind of free for all. Like, people can go and pay the claim, and if they find something, they can sell it. So it's not because it's so unpredictable and so difficult to find opals. There's not enough incentive for an industry to come in and create like a big mining project. So it has this ethos of, the little man. Like, people can really get a chance to find their luck, and it has this kind of gambling aspect to it, because you just don't know when you pick a spot. You don't really know what you're going to get, and some people end up working years on their claim and find nothing, and other people, work a few days and strike valuable pockets. And so people sit around and tell these stories, and I think it's very much part of the culture in that place. But it's sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because it's a very male. It's a very male-dominated place. They're these rugged, rough men, but as you say, they're dreamers, really, aren't they?
Well, that's it, yeah. And I guess that goes back to what you were saying, that the people go there to, turn a new leaf, try something new. It's kind of this, also like a final frontier. So it has this adventure element, and, you can escape your life and
it did feel a little Western in a little way. The open sky, the space and open skies and things. Tell me a little bit about.
And I think.
Oh, you go.
I just wanted to say that it was, as you said, this pursuit of freedom that I think is what's really special about this place, and that's what really but at the end, that's what really fascinated me about it, and these people, and what is freedom? What does it mean? To find it, is it possible? It seems so contradictory that in a place that's so far away and so hot and kind of unattractive, it also represents this idea of utter freedom, and it really made me kind of question what freedom meant for me as well. And I'm not, I haven't really found those answers, but I think that in the process of making the film, it was very much a way of grappling with these questions.
Alena,
so important.
Alena, what are some of the challenges of trying to shoot a film in the outback?
Well, there's many practical challenges. You're dealing with like insects and snakes and hot weather. When we first got there, it was just so hot that our whole team was like sweating and feeling exhausted and just getting acclimatized. Insects, midges biting you. Just the bush, like walking through, you get things stuck to your legs, and when we were shooting out in the distant locations, getting to places, you have to have a 4-wheel drive everywhere. So we had to organise my producers. It's such an incredible job. Like everyone who worked on the production side of things had to do so much extra planning to make sure everyone had vehicles. And also, of course, we were working on a really small budget, so we just had to be really organised and have a really good sense of what we're going to do each day. And also working with real people in such a particular eccentric community had its own challenges. Even establishing those relationships in the community and gaining that trust of people, that because we were these city folks coming in, like what business did we have there? But that was years of sort of building those friendships with people. And then for me personally, the kind of ethical challenge of, as an outsider and as a person who's so different to my subjects, what can I say truthfully about these people, and is it my right to say it, and grappling with all these aspects of storytelling as well.
So you made it a good you made it a good challenge for your debut feature film, Alena.
yeah.
So
Totally. This was a very hard project.
So tell me what is in the pipeline at the moment? What are you working on? I can't wait to see another film from you.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I'm actually just sitting in my room working on a script at the moment, which is it'll be set in Melbourne, so it's a bit of a change from the first film. But yeah, again, it's a very personal story. It has this really strong personal element, but it's also kind of in a mystery genre space as well. So yeah, I'm kind of experimenting with elements of genre and more kind of fantastical elements with this story. Whilst trying to express something personal.
Oh, well, it sounds wonderful. And look, we are absolutely thrilled to be playing Strange Colours on Rialto Channel. It's screening on Friday, May the 8th. Alena, thank you so much for your time today. Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you. I'm so pleased to have the film screen on your channel in New Zealand and connect with new audiences.